What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade comb over, so stay tuned. We're starting off with our T outliners, creating our first guideline, contouring to the head shape. You want to make sure you contour the guideline so the fade could flow better. The T outliners aren't a great trimmer to bald out with like the Gold FX, but they are very efficient. Now that we're done balding him out, we can move on to our shave stick and apply it to the skin. This is so he doesn't bump up when using the shaver. Now that we're done applying the shave stick, we can move on to our foil shaver and remove the stubble. You want to flick out around 1 centimeter away from the initial guideline, just so you don't create a harsh guideline. Now that we're done removing the stubble, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make sure you make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Using your lever midway and all the way closed will help you erase that initial guideline. Always make sure you use your opposite hand to stretch the skin when needed. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. You want to make sure you use the same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Now we're moving on to our 2 guard all the way open and we're creating our fourth guideline. Remember, you want to flick out as much as possible at the top of the guideline. This guideline is going to prepare us for our 1.5 guard and our 3 guard all the way open. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using the 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help. As you can see, there's still a little bit of a fade line, so I switched over to the one guard and try to remove it as much as I can. Now we're switching over to our 3 guard all the way open and we're debulking our silhouette. We're making sure we debulk as much as possible and make the fade as smooth as possible. As you can see, I'm using my opposite hand to hold all the long hairs down just in case I don't want to cut them. Now I'm going back to the fade and I'm detailing with my previous guards like the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done with the sides, we can move on to the back and start off with our no guard all the way open, creating our second guideline. Remember to use the lever midway and all the way closed to help you erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We are nearing the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. As you can tell, right in the middle where the occipital bone is very dark, so I'm lining it up, comparing it to the sides. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to the 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. This is going to help us get ready for the 1.5 guard and also use a 3 guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Again, we are right on the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend a lot of time here and move on to your 1 guard all the way open just to detail. Now I'm using the one guard all the way open to lighten the occipital bone as much as possible. Moving on to our clipper over comb, we're going to make sure the hair is nice and damped, and then we're going to use the combs to feed the hair into the clipper. Remember, the comb is to pick up the hair and use it as a guard, while the cutting blade is either going to be horizontal or vertically, and either you're going to debulk going horizontally or blend it going vertically. As you can see here, I'm using vertical blends to make sure I blend the fade and make it as smooth as possible. Now that we're done with the fade, we can move on to the hairline and debulk with the one guard all the way open once we're done combing all the hairs in place. Then we can move on to our T outliners and start off in the middle, working our way to the sides. Now we're moving on to the right side and we're making sure all the hairs are combed down before we line him up. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, if you made it this far into the video, leave a comment down below. I'm 100% gonna reply to it. Now that we're done lining them up, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. Remember to lather the skin with shave gel before you use the razor, because if you don't, it could pull on the skin. Also, you want to keep the razor at a 45-degree angle while stretching the skin as much as possible.